Channel 5 UK was showing that Prince Phillip is a god in this island. We're going to play the little video, but when I looked at the video I just saw loads of anomalies which we're going to play. First of all, I've got the same problem with her. She's got a slightly too big a head for her body and her hands are a bit big. Do you see that? Look at the size of her hands to her. They just look a bit big and her body looks a bit small. I'm seeing this over and over and over again. Anyway, she's just explaining that Prince Phillip was a god and she's talking to this person, and the moment I hit him I go, ah, look at that. He is put on the background. Yeah, so the background's only a mirror. See, it's a mirror behind him. But he doesn't look right. And then when I started looking at him, that background here keeps popping on and off, whatever that now is, because they're showing us it was a mirror, but it's not. Look, this is them deep faking and doing whatever they've got to do. They're cartoons, and his ears don't look right. Look at that thing bobbing around here. It's supposed to be a mirror, so how can it do that? Why couldn't it just be him sitting in a studio? Look, they were just hanging out with him and talking. Why does it have to all be... Look at his right ear. His right ear has disappeared. So this person isn't real, talking about all this stuff. When you look at them, this doesn't look right. Look at the way his nose is bending to the right. His ear goes. This one goes as well. This ear disappears, but this ear does. So what are they doing? Look at this thing bobbing off and on. It's supposed to be a mirror. What's it got a big black thing in the middle of it? Whatever this is, it's just crazy. I just look at people nowadays because that's what I do. I just look at it, and every time I look at it, it's not right. So her hair doesn't look right. Maybe it's the colour coming off these sort of screens. Maybe they're a bit neon, and her hair doesn't look right. So if that's the case, and it's them, they've coloured the back of her hair in. This is a different colour to this bit here. And look at him in front of her. Look what's happening to him. Let's move it along. There he is. There's the island, and there he is talking. But at a distance, you're not noticing these things. He looks really weird on that screen, I have to say. And her different coloured hair. It's because it's all been made for you, the whole thing. We just assume they go in, they record it, and then there's a programme, but obviously not. And the top of his head doesn't look right. He's got the morphing effect going on the top of his head. I keep showing you that because they're put in. And this whole thing with Prince Phillip, I was kind of looking at it and I was thinking, I don't know, I think he's been superimposed in as well. Nothing ever looks right. Yeah, this stuff with... I just think he's been superimposed in as well. But people are coming upstairs at the moment to excuse that. But I think he is superimposed in this footage. They're just different contexts. It's just different perspectives. These people are in different perspectives. So... he doesn't look right. I think he's been superimposed in. There's a kind of ring round him, and that means that's what's happened. So, all the things that are wrong. See, look at his ears. I don't know, it's just not right. But of course, when you zoom in a little bit, it blurs it a bit more. So, you know, you don't get clarity by zooming in. It just becomes a slightly bit more blurry. But anyway, see, his ears aren't right and they keep disappearing. Anyway, let's hear what the news say about Prince Philip. There you go, it's crazy. I just find it all crazy. But anyway, let's go and listen to what they say about him. Because he is referred to as a god over there. A god. He was a god.
It was held by great affection by many people. However, nowhere could hold claim to be quite as reverent as the island of Tanna. It's in the South Pacific. It's east of Australia, in the country of Vanuatu. There, a religious sect called the Prince Phillip movement believes that the Duke was a divine being. He paid a visit there with the Queen in 1974. And Matthew Bayliss has written a book about the sect and its beliefs, and we can speak to him now. Matthew, thank you very much for joining us tonight. So what's behind this relationship then?
Well, he's actually never been to Tanna. He's been to the archipelago of which Tanna is a part, but he's not actually gone to Tanna. But for the people on the island, that in itself is a matter of some significance. What lies behind it really is a deep-seated belief that all the countries and islands of the world were once related, but have now become unfortunately separated, and that by establishing friendships with people and relationships with people from other islands and other countries, that original state of unity can be brought back together. So it's essentially a kind of religious, spiritual idea based, if you like, in very ancient geography.
It seems extraordinary as well, bearing in mind he hadn't been there. What do you think he made of it?
Well, he certainly was made aware of it when it first sort of came to the attention of the authorities, and he you could say collaborated in it by providing the islanders with a gift. He sent them a signed photograph, and when they decided to test that further by sending him a carved pig killing club called a nal-nal, he sought advice on the best way to brandish the club so that he looked fully traditional, and had a picture taken of himself doing so, and that was also sent back to the islanders. So, and he's also sent letters to them and met a delegation of people from the island when they came to Buckingham Palace. He's certainly acknowledged it and given it due respect.
Yeah, I would imagine he did give it due respect, and I imagine it also tickled him somewhat as well. When you say that they came over, residents of Tanna, what happened to Buckingham Palace?
Well, absolutely no idea, because it was requested by himself and them that it took place in secret. So we have absolutely no idea. I know that he asked them how their gardens were progressing, which is something that's very, very important to the people on Tanna. That every person has a garden where they grow yams and taro and manioc, and it's regarded as a point of personal pride to have a very flourishing garden. And he asked them about that, but I know nothing else about the meeting, and I don't know if anyone ever would.
I wonder how they'll be reacting once they hear the news.
Well, they're not. It's not going to be an enormous surprise. They were aware that he was unwell beforehand. Of course, they were also aware that he was an old man who, advancing state of age, probably older than the oldest chief on the island. So it won't come as an enormous surprise, but I certainly think there will be a period of mourning. There will be a lot of quite ritualized wailing and mourning, and also there will be dancing, which will commemorate in some respects the original myths and stories of the island. And then I think there'll be a lot of speculation as to what has happened. Has Philip returned to the island in spirit, or are they going to find a new figurehead in perhaps some other members of the royal family who are still surviving?
And perhaps that might be Prince Charles, because he visited the island himself, didn't he?
That's right, and he even received from a person from Tanna a walking stick carved by someone from Tanna, which was carried to Prince Philip in order to help him walk. So it may well be that the role transfers to Prince Charles, or possibly to another member of the royal family.
All right, Martin Bayliss, thank you very much.